Hello, everybody. This is Global Warming Skeptic here to bring you some remarks before the debate and what I want from the candidates and the audience. Now, first of all, just to preface this debate is going to be more important than ever. And if anybody watches this before the debate, I don't expect many to, then please do participate. Get on Facebook, get on the discuss boards, whatever it is, and actually talk about the issues, even if you're not into politics, because this is a direction defining election and it's going to be huge. And also, another point is I'm not going to lie, I am conservative, I am a Donald Trump supporter. So if you hear bias in this, just please know where I stand because I'm not going to lie to you. But considering that, I want to be 100% objective as I am in all debates. I want to try to be. And so that's why I'm just going to lay out specific things I want from each candidate as far as the substance of their points. So, first of all, what do I want from Hillary Clinton during this debate? I want, first of all, for you to own up to your mistakes, own up to your lies, be genuine. You don't necessarily have to say the words, I'm sorry, but own up to the things that you have done. And don't make excuses. Like I said, you don't have to apologize, but just own up. Number two thing I want from Hillary Clinton is I want substance other than your biological sex and anti Trump comments. We want to know what you are for specifically. And I want you to tell Americans, because a lot of people don't know, hell, even I don't know to some extent, what have you done that makes you qualified to be president? Because I believe that's one of the big question marks with people. So I'd like you to lay out your specific record going all the way back to your days of being a lawyer in Arkansas, defense attorney. Draw from your experience. And number three is I want you to press Trump on the issues. I want you to test his knowledge. I want you to test his judgment. When you are in the discussion phase, I want you to bring up scenarios from, say, for example, when you were in the State Department or when Bill Clinton was president. He had to deal with X. How would you deal with this? Or give him a hypothetical situation. I want you to press Donald Trump and I want you to press him hard on the issues, on the actual policy issues, particularly with foreign policy, but I think it's even more important that you demonstrate domestic policy because not everything is a social issue dealing with Black Lives Matter. People want to know what your economic theories are. They want to know what your social theories are, and I want you to trust Trump's knowledge and his judgment on those issues. Now, what do I want from Donald Trump? The biggest thing I think he has to do, and what I want from him, is to be what I call the good side of himself. That is, yes, hold Hillary Clinton accountable. You don't have to be insulting, domineering, and overbearing, but hold her accountable for the things that she has done. And press her to express regret. instead of something in passing, but get real, genuine regret out of her. And of course, I want you to respond with substance, with your economic theories. A little bit more specific than what you've been. I don't buy into the thing that you have to describe every single number, dot every single I of your policy. But I think people want to know a little bit more specifics, and I know you have them. So you need to offer those specifics in the debate. And but more importantly, I think you need to stick with the big picture message. Stick with the big picture. Give give us a broad sense, because this is what I feel you're best at. I want you to give a broad sense of where you are and what you want for this country. I want you to talk about your vision, how you want to see this country in 5, 10, 20 years down the road. Talking about the immediate problems is nice, and it's going to require some specifics on that. But I think people really would love to hear that big picture from you, that down the road, how you view things. And you've offered it, but it needs to be a big key in your debate. Now, this isn't just about Trump and Hillary, because a big part of this is, what do we want to get out of this? How do we want to react? What do we want to look for? And there's just one specific thing. What I want from these debates, even saying this as a conservative, what I want is a clear direction that we want to go in. Because right now we're at a crossroads. Because here's how I like to describe it. Okay? We are like a lettuce hamburger with a pizza slice on top and peanut butter on a sandwich. We don't have a unified economic, social, or scientific direction, theory, or theories for this country. What we have are a bunch of haphazardly put together policies that are trying to please everybody at an individual level. And this is causing inefficiency. What I'm talking about specifically are the capitalist and socialist structures. We have a little bit of capitalism sandwiched between a little bit of socialism, with more capitalism on it, with more socialism on it. A little dose of libertarianism here and there. We don't have a model. And that's why I think we need a clear direction. I'm not for socialism. I am a capitalist at heart. But if we're going to go in a socialist direction, let's go. If we're going to go in a libertarian direction, which is where I'd prefer, let's go. If we're going to be in a capitalist direction, let's go. But the problem we have right now is that we just have the worst of everything. We need a direction. And right now we don't have it, and with the way Congress is looking, everything's divided right down the middle. And a lot of times that's okay if we have a direction that both parties want to go in, the whole country wants to go in, and we're just debating over the specifics of how we get there. Then it's fine to have something that's contested. But what we're doing right now is we're playing tug of war. Some people are pulling one direction, some are pulling the other direction. The people pulling the one direction are yelling angrily at the people in the other, and it's causing division and hatred within this country. And that's why I think one way or the other, we want, and no, I don't want your recommended crap. We want a decisive win for whoever wins. If the Republicans win, I want a Republican Congress and a Republican president. If the Democrats win, I want the same thing. I want Democratic Congress, Democratic president, and then we're just going to go with what we do. It's like I said, I don't agree with that, but we need a direction because here's the reality of the situation. We have Russian the Russians are gaining influence, the Chinese are gaining influence. The rest of the world is starting to not trust us. They don't know whether we're going to stick with a treaty or not. They don't know if we're going to stick with an alliance or not. They don't know. The world does not know what we're going to do, and therefore it's as if we're not there. We can't be trusted. And I'm not saying that as something like we're morally wrong, but what it's doing is it's making it so we can't defend any interest of ours. And eventually it's just going to get to the point where somebody's just flat going to take our place in terms of all that influence. That's why we have to have some decisive direction so that we can work on whatever. And without being partisan, I won't go any further into it. So, like I said, watch the debates. Don't just cheer for a particular candidate. Don't root against Trump. Don't root for Trump. Don't root against Hillary or for her. Listen to what they have to say. And then when you go on Facebook and you go on Twitter and you debate, treat each other as another human being. That is, if you're going to debate policy. And if you think what somebody says is idiotic, then just say what they're saying is idiotic, but don't go after people personally. Because what we need is nuanced debate about the issues. And where needed, to hold people accountable. But hold people accountable in a sense where we can direct it toward the direction of the country and who best to trust to bring us there. Because it's not about personal attacks, it's about who's best. And that's what we all need to be looking for, whether we're Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, libertarian. It needs to be about the best direction, and that needs to be the center of our debating on social media. Anyhow, thanks for listening, guys. God bless, and enjoy the debate.